The unthinkable just happened in the NFL. The Detroit Lions didn't just beat the Dallas Cowboys, they absolutely demolished them 4-7-9 in a game that has the football world buzzing. From Jared Goff's aerial assault to a suffocating defensive performance. We're breaking down every shocking moment of this epic beatdown. But the big question on everyone's mind is this the end of an era for America's team? Stay tuned as we dive deep into the game that might just reshape the entire NFC playoff picture. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most shocking games of the 2024 NFL season so far. The Detroit Lions absolutely demolished the Dallas Cowboys 4-7-9 in Week 6, leaving fans and analysts alike wondering what happened to America's team, and can they be fixed? Before we get into the highlights and breakdown, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of our NFL content. Now, let's get into this wild game. The Lions came into this game as slight underdogs, despite their strong start to the season. But from the opening kickoff, it was clear that Dan Campbell had his team fired up and ready to make a statement. On just the third play from scrimmage, Jared Goff showed he meant business, connecting with Amon-Ra St. Brown on a beautiful 45-yard strike down the sideline. St. Brown made an acrobatic catch over Trevon Diggs, setting the tone for what would be a long day for the Dallas secondary. 3 plays later, DeAndre Swift weaved through the Cowboys' defense like they were standing still, breaking at least 4 tackles on his way to a 12-yard touchdown run. Just like that, the Lions were up 7-0, and they were just getting started. The Cowboys' offense, led by Dak Prescott, took the field looking to answer back. But what happened next set the stage for a nightmare day in Dallas. Second-year edge rusher Aiden Hutchinson showed why he was a top draft pick, blowing past left tackle Tyron Smith and absolutely demolishing Dak Prescott. The ball popped loose, and the Lions recovered deep in Cowboys territory. Goff and the Lions' offense wasted no time capitalizing. On the very next play, Goff found rookie tight end Sam Laporta wide open in the end zone. Laporta has been a revelation for Detroit this season, and this play showcased his ability to find soft spots in the defense. At this point, we're barely 5 minutes into the game, and the Lions are already up 1-4-0. The stunned silence in at T Stadium was deafening. As the first half wore on, things just kept getting worse for Dallas. The Lions' defense, led by Hutchinson and linebacker Alex Anzalone, completely stifled the Cowboys' rushing attack. Ezekiel Elliott, in his return to Dallas after signing with Detroit in the offseason, was outgaining his former teammate Tony Pollard by a significant margin. Meanwhile, Goff and the Lions' offense were clicking on all cylinders. By halftime, the score was an unbelievable 3-1-3 in favor of Detroit. Now, before we get into the second half, let's break down what went so terribly wrong for Dallas in those first 2 quarters. First and foremost, the offensive line play was abysmal. Dak Prescott was under constant pressure, getting sacked 4 times in the first half alone. The lack of protection threw off the timing of the entire offense, leading to errant throws and missed opportunities. Secondly, the Cowboys' defense looked completely unprepared for the Lions' offensive game plan. Coordinator Aaron Glenn had Dallas on their heels with a mix of play-action passes, misdirection runs, and even a few trick plays. It was clear that Dan Campbell and his staff had outcoached Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys at every turn. As we entered the second half, many were wondering if the Cowboys could mount any kind of comeback. But those hopes were quickly dashed. Jameson Williams, the Lions' speedy second-year receiver, took the opening kickoff of the second half and absolutely torched the Cowboys' special teams unit. His 103-yard return for a touchdown was a dagger to the heart of any Dallas fans still holding out hope. Things went from bad to worse on the very next drive as Dak Prescott, clearly pressing to make something happen, threw an ill-advised pass that was picked off by Lions cornerback Jeff Okudah. The former first-round pick has had a career resurgence in Detroit, and this play was a prime example of his improved instincts and ball skills. From there it was academic. The Lions continued to pour it on, with Goff finding success through the air and Swift gashing the Dallas defense on the ground. By the time the fourth quarter rolled around, many Cowboys fans had already headed for the exits. The final score: Detroit Lions 47, Dallas Cowboys 9. A statement win for the Lions and an absolute disaster for the Cowboys. Now, let's break down the key stats and takeaways from this game. Jared Goff finished 24 of 32 for 342 yards and 3 touchdowns. He was in complete control of the offense all day. The Lions' rushing attack, led by DeAndre Swift and Ezekiel Elliott, combined for 178 yards and 2 touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown had a monster day, catching 9 passes for 131 yards and a score. On the defensive side, Aiden Hutchinson was unblockable, finishing with 3 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. For the Cowboys, Dak Prescott had one of the worst games of his career, throwing for just 187 yards with 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. CeeDee Lamb was the lone bright spot for Dallas, catching 7 passes for 92 yards in garbage time. So what does this mean for both teams going forward? For the Lions, this win catapults them into the conversation as legitimate NFC contenders. At 5-1, they're in pole position in the NFC North and have shown they can beat anyone, anywhere. Dan Campbell has this team playing with a chip on their shoulder, and they're only getting better as the season progresses. But the big question on everyone's mind is: Dallas fixable? The Cowboys entered this game with one of the top-ranked defenses in the league, but they were absolutely shredded by Detroit. Micah Parsons, usually a game wrecker, was largely invisible. The secondary had no answers for the Lions' receiving core. Offensively, the issues run even deeper. The offensive line, once the strength of this team, looks old and slow. Dak Prescott seems to have regressed, making poor decisions and struggling with accuracy. You have to wonder if Jerry Jones is going to consider making some big changes. Mike McCarthy was already on the hot seat coming into this season, and a loss like this could be the final straw. The Cowboys have talent, but they're not playing like a cohesive unit. They've got major questions to answer in all 3 phases of the game, and with a tough schedule ahead, things could get ugly in Big D if they don't right the ship quickly. In conclusion, this game was a tale of 2 franchises heading in opposite directions. The Lions look like they're finally ready to shed their same old Lions reputation and make some serious noise in the NFC. Meanwhile, the Cowboys are facing an identity crisis and need to make some major adjustments if they want to salvage their season. What do you think? Can the Cowboys bounce back from this embarrassing loss? Are the Lions for real? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more NFL content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.